I'm out here for a walk tonight. I do this every single night at sunset. People say that Tucson doesn't have an ocean, just a beach, because we have tons of sand, but no water. Thought I'd do a little introduction video tonight in case you're new here. My name is Jenny. I'm called Life Take Two because at age 44, my whole entire life literally burned to the ground. I had a faith crisis and left the Mormon church, which was my whole entire world. A couple weeks later, my Mormon returned missionary of 24 years, the father of my children, left me for a 19-year-old SCX worker. And in the midst of all the shock and heartbreak and disappointment, I tried to take my life. I was almost successful. When I woke up in the hospital afterwards, still alive, I had an overwhelming sense of despair. I had lost my husband, my religion, my family. I would eventually lose my home, my dog. I would lose everything. And I felt like I could never be happy again. In fact, I knew that I would never be happy again. So I had given up. I just didn't think that it was possible to rebuild an entire life when I had lost literally everything. Thankfully, I was wrong. And I want to share with you a couple of the big lessons that I've learned along the way. Number one, there are definitely times in your life when you can make little changes and get where you want to go. There are relationships where maybe you just need a date night. Maybe you just need a romantic getaway. Maybe you just need to learn each other's love languages and everything's going to be fine. But sometimes in life, you have to burn everything to the ground and start all over. Like a house that I was looking at to remodel years ago that had a cracked foundation and literally eventually slid off the hill in Utah. There was nothing I could do to remodel that house, and it's a good thing I didn't buy it. And there was nothing that I could do to remodel my life, my relationship to my religious organization. It all had to go. Don't be afraid to do a major demolition if you have to. Oh, can you see the bats? These are little Mexican fruit bats. Number two, your future will start when you realize that nobody is coming to rescue you, that it is up to you. I remember after the divorce, waiting for the courts to enforce alimony and child support, waiting for him to step up and be the dad that he was supposed to be, just hoping and praying that somebody would come along and help. And I needed that help so bad because I was struggling. I had a brain injury, I had health problems, I didn't have any job skills, I had the kids. I was so tired every single day that I could barely even keep up. And one day it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm waiting for the cavalry to come save me. What if I am the cavalry? What if it's up to me to save myself and not one damn person is going to be there? I took the last $60 that I had, walked into a thrift store, bought some old furniture, and started the furniture flipping business that helped bridge the gap. And you guys, there were days that I was so exhausted that I didn't think that I could do it. And that's the thing with rebuilding. You often have to work twice as hard as you feel like you can. Lesson number 3, be authentic, be authentic, be authentic, be your own beautiful self. This was a really hard lesson for me to learn because I was the quintessential people pleaser. I was terrified of anybody not liking me. And I would far rather disappoint myself than disappoint anybody else. So honestly, for the first 44 years of my life, I felt like I had a mask on. I felt like I had a fake personality. I felt like I knew what everybody wanted me to be and how everybody wanted me to act. And I was really good at doing those things. But I didn't even know who I was, who I wanted to be, how I wanted to act. And it was scary because when I started to step into authenticity and speak my mind and be myself and pursue my own passions, what happened was a lot of the people who loved fake Jenny disappeared because fake Jenny didn't exist anymore. And there was that little period of time where I was very alone. But then what happens is those people who truly resonate with your authentic self, they're gonna love you. I have better friends, better relationships now than I've ever had in my entire life. Ironically, that happened when I stopped trying to be everybody's friend and just decided to be me. Last but not least, let life surprise you. It's really tempting sometimes to look in that rearview mirror at everything that we've lost, at the relationships and the money and the youth and the skinny little thighs and all of the things that are behind us, and not even take a minute to look out that windshield at the highway up ahead of us. I think that that was probably my biggest problem of all. I had so much grief for the things that were on the road back there behind me that I knew that I could never turn around and pick up again, that I didn't even want to see what was up ahead. I was pretty sure it was all going to be absolutely terrible. Thankfully, life surprised me, and the road up ahead was absolutely beautiful. Not that it's all easy. It might be hard, it might be painful. It might come with some grief and some regret and some loss. I'll tell you what, sometimes I think we like to stay stuck in that spot. We like to be looking in the rearview mirror. We like to feel like our hearts are broken. I don't know why, but that's why I can't look at pictures of the $1 million homes that I used to have while I'm moving into my tiny little apartment. I had to rip that rearview mirror off, throw it out the window, and just focus on the road in front of me. And if you're going through your own hard life transition right now, let me leave you with this. No growth happens without pain. If somebody landed on my doorstep tomorrow morning with a time machine and said, I can take you back to 1974 and we can redo everything without all the trials, without all the hardships, without all the things that you've been through, I wouldn't do it. I would say no, because I want to be right here, right now, with the people that are here with me. And I wouldn't have any of that if it hadn't been for the hard stuff. There's a psychological phenomenon called post-traumatic growth. It happens when people go through really hard things, but they're able to process those things and have the resources to climb out of it. And in a nutshell, what it is that the person that you are on the other side of that really, really, really hard thing is far better, far happier, far more wise, far more mature and developed and strong than the person you were to begin with. And I hope with all of my heart that that hard thing that you're going through is exactly what you need to become the beautiful person that you were meant to be.